Hey guys, what is up? Mike here, Lakers Talk. Let's talk Lakers basketball. Good to be back recording another video. I know I've been out for a while. A lot of things. I've been working on a project. The Kobe thing threw me off. A lot of things. First off, let me just say this. Shout out to those of you that reached out to me. A lot of people reached out to me. One person in particular reached out to me, sent me a nice email. Mike, thought about you, sent a little prayer for you, blah, blah, blah. Listen. That is love right there. You don't know what a person is going through. We all were affected by the Kobe thing. This person saw that I wasn't posting videos and kind of just shot me some blessings and things like that. Much appreciated, man to man. I appreciate that, bro. Blessings to you and your family. Anytime you send a little prayer out to somebody, you don't know what that person is going through. So much love. I'm connect with a lot of good people on YouTube. Everybody pretty much that watches my videos. Much love. We all were family and things like that. And I got hundreds of great comments and just people reaching out. So it's all love. We were all affected by the Kobe thing, and that did throw me off. And I'm gonna go on and say this: the Kobe thing threw me off for a week and a half, and then leading up to the All-Star break. Okay, now whether you agree with me or not, I was banking on the Lakers making a change. Like, I just thought the Lakers were going to make a change. And so when that didn't happen, that kind of threw me off. And so you put together a couple of weeks of like, man, screw this. I don't even want to deal with the Lakers right now. Like, that's how I felt. So on top of that, I had a big project. And so we're back at it. But slowly but surely, I want to get back into the groove of things and start posting my thoughts on Lakers basketball, because this is my love. But anyway, I want to give my thoughts on the first half, All-Star break, the trade deadline, my thoughts on that. We're going to talk about Kuzma, Rondo, the Lakers in general, and what I expect. What are my worries going into the second half of the season and the playoffs? Let's just say this. All right. In general, we have a good team. Like, what is there to complain about, right? Yes. There's nothing really to complain about. We have a really good team. We have two superstar staples, LeBron and AD, that shows up every single game. They've been here for about, 98% of the time, 99% of the time this season. And we have the best record in the West. I mean, what more could you ask for, right? So the nitpickiness that we're going to be talking about is the fact that us Laker fans, we feel that we can win a championship. And this is a short window. LeBron is turning 36 the end of this year or after this season. And what does he have? 2-3 more years left. So it takes us getting to the championship or at least moving the chess pieces enough to where we have a 60-40 shot against a team going up against us in the finals. Right now, there are 5 teams that are out there. Right? 4 of them that I feel we have a 50-50 shot at. And going into the finals, when the Lakers beat when the Lakers beat the Portland Trailblazers back in 2000, in the early days, right? Or not the early days, but Shaq and Kobe, when we beat the Trailblazers, that was the championship. Everybody going into the Indiana series, we knew we had that. We knew we could beat the 76ers. We knew we could beat the New Jersey Nets, right? Those were dominating teams. I actually thought we could beat the Detroit Pistons, but we failed on that one. But so they smacked us in the face. They stood up to us and they beat Goliath. Now, us going into this playoffs, I feel we're good against all these teams except these 4 or 5. So we just took care of Denver Nuggets yesterday, right? I see us going up against them in the playoffs. I feel good, 60-40, okay? 60%, I feel we can compete with them. We can, as we saw yesterday's game, LeBron and AD were kind of like in that playoff mode. You saw LeBron a little bit more aggressive. And that's what's going to happen when we go up against these teams in the playoffs. It's going to, no more slacking off, no more lackadaisical stuff. He went hard to the rack and things like that. So we're going to have that LeBron. Now, Denver Nuggets 60-40. The Clippers 50-50. The Milwaukee Bucks 50-50. Toronto Raptors 50-50. Boston Celtics, 50-50. 4 teams right there. Miami, 60-40. 70-30. Us against Miami. Houston Rockets, Utah Jazz, Portland Trailblazers. Portland, they got hot, but 65-35 against Portland Trail or anybody else. These 4 teams, Clippers, 50-50. Milwaukee, I'm like 45-55. I'm like 45 us, 55 them. Like, that's how good they are, the Milwaukee Bucks. Toronto Raptors, same thing. It's almost like 55 them, 45 us, right? Boston Celtics, 50-50. And that 50-50 shot, that 50-50 feeling is because we didn't make any moves. I thought we might make a move, a chess piece move around the trade deadline to match up well against these pieces or these teams. Now you got some execs saying stuff like the Lakers just don't have the pieces to beat the Clippers, and they might be right. But anytime you got LeBron James and AD playing like they did yesterday, basically superstars who are going to be aggressive, like you saw AD being aggressive yesterday in the 4th quarter and in overtime. When you have that, you got a shot against anybody in the league. So that's why I say 50-50. Even when slightly, if you are a betting man, you might say the Clippers got us a little bit, the Milwaukee Bucks got us a little bit, and that's true. But anytime you got LeBron, who can dominate anybody on a given night, AD, who's a dominating guy, top 5 guy in the league, if he wants to be, he can even move up and be a higher top 4 guy if he wants to be, right? Be a dominating force. Anytime you got those guys, it's a 50-50. I don't care who you're talking about. So that being said, the Lakers, great first half. We're a dominating team, but I was disappointed we didn't make a move. Now, when it comes to the trade deadline, here's my feeling on that. I based my whole spiel on Kuzma getting traded. Now, for what it's worth, that's what I've been thinking about for the last 3-4 months. All right? I posted something in November saying he's going to get dealt. I knew it was going to happen. Tons of talk about this up, and it didn't happen. Whether or not it was his I get it. If you're thinking of it like logical and rational, his contract is low. There's not going to get good value for it. You know, couldn't match up against guys who were making $15 million, and we didn't have enough pieces, and we didn't want to trade anyway some of our key role players, you know. And so we thought maybe Kuzma, Boogie, Cousins expiring, and Dudley might get it done, but unfortunately it didn't. Whether or not Rob Pelinka thought Kuzma is a little bit more valuable, and he could be valuable because leading up to the trade deadline, he's putting up 17 points, 14 rebounds, 14 and 14, things like that. But we know, so it's fool's gold. The thing about Kuzma is this: yes, he goes home, he hears the criticism, he hears all the millions of people on social media just saying he's trash or whatever. He goes home, he goes, man, I need to rebound. He comes back that game, a home game, and he goes for everything, and he's jumping, he's pushing his own guys out of the way to get the rebound. One day he comes back and goes, I need to D up. And then he plays well for that spurt. He's D'ing a guy up or whatever. But it's like he's overthinking things. Like he go home and think, I need to be aggressive. Since the Kobe incident, he was like, I need to be aggressive in all aspects. And so that's when he started rebounding. He started rebounding like that. But it threw him off. As you can see right now, he's out of a flow. And bro, if your flow isn't rebounding, Lou Williams don't rebound. Lou Williams know what he does. Just do your thing. Get into a rhythm. Whether it's offense and maybe sharing the ball a little bit more. That's what I would expect out of your thing. Isn't rebounding and bringing the ball up. I can go on and on and on about this thing, but for what it's worth, we didn't trade Kuzma, and now we got him. And as we see, he's still inconsistent, and he's basically dropping to like a third tier role player. A third tier role player, in my opinion, or second tier, third tier, whatever. First tier role players are key guys on the team. Dwight Howard, first tier key role player. Danny Green needs to be a first team key role player. Avery Bradley's a key role player. KCP's a key role player. Rondo, Kuzma, and Caruso. Those guys on any given night is can be a key role player. But Rondo, most of the time, inconsistent, so he drops to that second tier role player. Caruso sometimes doesn't show up, sometimes doesn't play. Sometimes he's a first tier role player, sometimes a second tier role player. Kuzma, sometimes he's a first tier role player, but he drops to a second tier role player, sometimes he drops to a third tier role player, whatever. Like different tiers. Like they're just not valuable. Like yesterday, Rondo wasn't there. The day before that, he looked like an all-star. Caruso doesn't play. He plays yesterday, played some big minutes and did some things, right? Not scoring wise, but other areas. Kuzma didn't show up. A few games ago, he shows up. Who knows? But could it hurt us going into the playoff because these guys are inconsistent? We don't know where they are in terms of their role-playing capabilities. Yes, it could hurt us, but I still think we have enough. JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, Danny Green, Avery Bradley, KCP as our first-tier role players. And then seeing what Kuzma does, seeing what Rondo does, seeing what Caruso does. Again, leave it up to Vogel. If those guys aren't playing well, Vogel's going to snatch them out and sit them down. And if we have LeBron and AD playing like champs, like dominating first team all NBA players, we got a shot against any team. But so yeah, I was disappointed on the All-Star break. I was hella disappointed. But you know, those guys, at this point, they're on our team and I don't care. I know they're not gonna be with us long term. We're not signing Kuzma to a max contract. We're not signing Rondo to a max contract. So it is what it is. After this year, they might get traded in the offseason. Who knows? And I don't really care at this point. They're on our team and we got to figure out what we're going to do. We don't have the Darren Collinson thing. He backed out. So we got to like deal with what we got now and going into the playoffs with these guys and being inconsistent and things like that. It is what it is. So the thing is, in recap, it's good to have a break. Kuzma has a break. Maybe he can clear his head and kind of get back and give us something a little bit more than 3-4 points here and there. You know, that's the key. If he can step up a little bit, give us 10 points consistently, 10, 12, 13 points, and do some things and find a rhythm, find a role. He's still searching. If he can find something, maybe that's going to help us out. But you got our first tier role players who have been consistent pretty much all year. And then you got LeBron James and AD seemingly like they wanted that game yesterday. They were playing really tough against Denver Nuggets and they really wanted that game. If we can go into the second half, into the playoffs with that mentality, whereas LeBron James and AD raise their game up a little bit, that can propel us. But I still feel going into the playoffs against those 4 teams, it's a 50-50 shot. It's a 50-50 shot. Clippers, Milwaukee, Toronto, and Boston. Everybody else, I feel we can beat them. But those are the 4 teams that I'm concerned about. But based on how we play and based on how Kuzma plays, based on how AD plays in the fourth quarter, in the second half, based on how LeBron turns it up, playoff mode or whatever, you know, good things might happen for us. Anyway, that's my thoughts right now. Hit me up in the comments below. We got the All-Star break coming up. We don't play for another week and a half. I'm going to start to get back into it. I'm happy to be back posting videos and share my thoughts on Laker basketball. I appreciate everybody's comments, everybody's love and support, everybody for subscribing. Love the entire community. Yeah, it's all up. Anyway, hit me up in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for commenting, liking, and subscribing. Now that I'm back, hopefully, I'm trying to be posting videos every single day, even throughout this All-Star break if something comes up. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll holler at you guys. We'll talk soon. Peace.